Hello everyone and welcome to lesson in Java number 25. Today we will continue with inheritance. You can open up your previous project and we will continue from there. I will try to keep this lesson a little bit short so that we can move on with inheritance because there are many topics to discuss about it. So let's see here. As we already stated, dog can reach the methods from the superclass, the class animal, and if we press the play, we can see here that although the method it is not here inside of this class, we can call it, and this is the method from the class animal. We have also seen that we have put some values in the constructor. Let's try to call these values and see some remarkable things. So let's try to call them. Let's make it system.println, and we will try to call the method getBody. As you can see, we have the body value of 5 here because first is the brain, first is the dog's name, then is the brain, and then after that is the body. The body. So I said that the dog has 5 bodies. If we press play, we can see that the compiler tells us no, it has 1. This is because we have stated here at the superclass that the body is 1. So even though we get to write a number, we don't get to choose it, to change it, because it is something constant, the value. Instead, for the size, if we try this size, here we say get size. Here we say that the size is 50. Let's see if the compiler agrees with us. And yes, it is 50. And if we change it to 60, then the compiler will also agree and says, yes, it is 60. But what happens with the two values, tail and legs? We can't really put any values on them because we have defined them inside the constructor and we don't and we didn't write the name inside of the parameters, so we don't get to change them only if we try a setter. For example, set tail. Let's say first get tail, dog get tail, and as we can see, the dog has 1 tail here because we have defined it inside the constructor. But if we say where is it? Here, dog set tail, and we use a setter and we say no, my dog has 2 tails, and then we try to call it again, then we can see that our dog has 2 tails now because we could change it using a setter. This is how you can use a setter. So let's make an empty space and go move on. What about the eyes? Let's try to get the eyes. How many eyes? Dog get eyes. If we try to get the eyes, here we said the dog has 1 eye. And we tried the play and it says 0. Do you know why? Because we didn't define it inside the constructor. We could say these eyes, so like that. And if we go here and we say give us the dog's eyes, and we say here 8, our dog has 8 eyes, then we can see that the compiler agrees. Our dog has 8 eyes. It is a super dog. So let's see some other things like the methods. We are able to call this method here from the dog. As you can see, the second one is from the dog and it says animal it called. What we can also do is to override a method. You can do it manually or go to the source and go to the override implement methods. Then we can say the it. Let's take the it method because the it method lives inside the body of the animal. You can see it here. like the move method. But let's see the it one. First, it says super it. This means that it will print out exactly the text that is written here at the parent class, at the superclass. And let's say that I want also to be printed the message roll. Here. Will it happen? Let's try it out. And as you can see, we take the message animal it called roll. Let's say that I don't want to call the method from the animal at all, but only from the dog. And let's say that I want here to say that dog it called. And then I go back, I press the play, and as you can see, it's not anymore the animal method, but it's been called, but the method from the dog, because we have overridden the method. We use a method from the animal class, but we don't use what's inside it. We use what we need to do to print out. What we also can do, like it was before, we can also take the text that it is written inside this class, because we maybe need partly of this information. So if we call it again, we take both of the information returned, so that you can also be sure. Let's do it manually this time. For the other method, you can say the annotation override. We will also do later override. We will also do later on in this course a lesson that will be for the annotations in Java. And let's say that I need the public int, how do we call it? Move. So move. And then we can say that I want something else to be returned. I want to be returned the super move value plus, let's say, another 5. Because we can say that the normal animal moves with the speed of 5 and the dog moves with speed of 10. Let's call from the dog the method move. And the result that we take is 10. I will explain one more time why, because we take returned the super move, the return value of the superclass, and then we add 5 more. The value of the superclass is 5. As you can see here, we say return 5, the speed is 5, and then we take this outcome here, and to this outcome we add the value of 5, and that's why we get returned 10, the speed is 10. This is how we can use and manipulate the methods from the superclass, and this is why the inheritance is really important in Java. We will also talk about the polymorphism and other features that Java offer us with the inheritance, and these are some really important and really powerful features that you can use to make your programs more object-oriented, because this is object-oriented programming, when you can divide your programs to smaller ones. You can divide them really good, like I have an animal and I have a dog and I have a or I have an animal, then I have a human, then I have a monkey, then I have a human that comes from monkey, and so on. We will make many examples of that, so that you can really understand this concept. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section below or send me a message. Thank you all for watching.